What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's that time of the week. It's time for the weekly rotation. So we've got some new additions to the collection that are in here. A lot of the fragrances in this rotation are new to the collection. A lot of versatile stuff. Some blues, some citruses, things of that nature. I'm not going to sit here and act like it wasn't a mass appealing kind of week. It was just one of those weeks where I kept gravitating towards just easy to wear stuff for the most part, as you'll see throughout this rotation. So it's week number 204. Stay tuned. So starting off on Sunday, it's funny that I say it was mostly mass appealing stuff, because this is definitely not mass appealing, but it was probably the most kind of, I guess, situational wares of the group. It is the new Golden Oud in the 1 million line from Paco Rabanne. It's nothing super challenging. It's basically, Middle Eastern style 1 million. Has a little bit of that 1 million sweetness. Not a lot. It's probably the least sweet, even less sweet than 1 million Royal, honestly. But it has a nice dry wood, spicy leather type of smell to it. It's good stuff. I definitely quite enjoy this one. Kind of reminds me of fragrances like Killer Oud Death by Oud, which is Paris Corner's take on Chopard's Oud Malaki. Kind of reminds me of that. Maybe a little bit of Stronger With You Oud, something along those lines. Even something down the line of like a Bulgari Man Black Orient, as well as Ferragamo Oud. Like, think fragrances like that, where they have this dry wood pencil shaving type of smell with a lot of spice and a leather accord, like a kind of rough and tumble leather accord. That's kind of what this is. This one's got a little bit of smoke nuance. Honestly, out of all the ones I named, I think this is the best of the bunch. Kind of on par with Stronger With You Oud. Kind of similar vibe and quality to that and performance. So if you like fragrances like that, you'll like this. Just know it's kind of redundant to them. But if you don't have fragrances like that, just know this is kind of the best of the bunch. And I didn't wear anything out the shower, but during the day, it was nice to reach for this new release in the 1 million line. It's Golden Oud. Now moving into Monday, it doesn't get a whole lot more mass appealing than fragrances like Dior Sauvage Eau de Parfum, for example. Definitely smells very much like the Eau de Toilette. Citrus, shower gel, metallic. Here you get a lot more spice. Sichuan pepper really dominates this fragrance. It's a monster performer, my bottle in particular. Somebody's going to ask. 9J01. I don't care what year that says the batch is, but somebody will care. Bro, new ones don't last. My bottle lasts. I just tell you guys about my fragrance and my particular bottle and the experiences I have. And this is an absolute monster. 4 sprays is plenty. I get such a dense sillage that I smell pretty much nonstop for several hours before it becomes a much tamer sillage, where it really calms down, where it's just light whiffs here and there. This is some good stuff. I don't reach for it as much as maybe I should, but I could say that for a lot of fragrances. But the wife absolutely loves this one. She gave me 2 very nice compliments about this one, as well as the cashier at Walmart, because yes, when available, we try to not use self-checkout when we have a larger grocery order and such. And she was like, "Ooh, somebody smells nice." And my wife wasn't wearing anything, so I knew she was talking about me, so that was nice. It's always nice to get a good compliment that you smell good. And that kind of stuff happens with Sauvage. And then out the shower, just kept it going. Had a good shave. This is my Sauvage Aftershave Splash, part of the gift set that came with my Eau de Toilettes. It's called a lotion, but I mean, it says lotion. It's actually a splash. So, I mean, I don't know why they call it that. Very bright, airy, and metallic. Super, super fresh. I put a, decent dent in it. I do use it from time to time. But it was a Sauvage kind of day. Some people like to knock this stuff, but the truth is, it just smells good. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Doesn't mean it's a problem that somebody else wants to wear it, right? I was enjoying wearing it. So during the day, Sauvage Eau de Parfum. Out the shower, had a good shave. Sauvage Aftershave Splash. Moving into Tuesday, keeping that mass appealing theme going. More and more I see people saying this is their favorite in the line. I get it. It smells really good, especially the opening. One of the better openings when it comes to fresh blues. This is from Yves Saint Laurent. This is the newest release in the Y line. This is Y Eau de Parfum Intense, or as I like to call it, Y Eau de Parfum Not So Intense. Because it's not, when you compare this to the Eau de Parfum, it is not an intense fragrance. But it is a great everyday wear. It's very fresh, citric, even has a little bit of fruity smell without having the apple note that the line's traditionally known for. Fresh and spicy, very woodsy and aromatic as it dries down. It's just a pleasant fragrance, easy going. I could see why this would get a lot of compliments for people, though I personally, outside of my wife, haven't gotten one yet. But who knows? I wear fragrances like this sporadically, but it is a nice fragrance. Not my favorite version of Y, but in my opinion, there's no bad version of Y. They just smell good. If you like blue fragrances in general, just mass appealing, crowd pleasers, easy to wear, go with everything. If you like stuff like that, which I do thoroughly enjoy, you'll like fragrances like this. During the day, this year's release in the Yves Saint Laurent Y line, this is Y EDP Intense. If I can get it to focus one more good time for me, that would just be great. There we go. Then we got the shower. I don't know why I was in the mood for cool water, but I was. And my bottle of cool water EDT actually gives me like 6 or 7 hours of longevity, and I didn't need that much. So I went with my old tried and true mild deodorant spray. So you get all of the beauty of Cool Water EDT's scent profile, but it's a mild deodorant, so it really only lasts like 2 hours on skin before it fades. So it's actually ideal for out the shower. I've had this bottle for many years. Like we're talking 12, 13 years, something like that. It's been a long time that I've had this 75 ml, and I mean, it's got a dent, but it just goes to show how long it takes me to run through certain fragrances, you know, which this isn't a traditional fragrance. Like I said, it's a mild deodorant spray. Like I can't imagine spraying this under my arms. I've always used it as just a nice out the shower refresher when I'm in the mood for cool water, and it does that perfectly. So if you see this one out in the wild for super cheap, and you like cool water fresh out the shower in the evenings, or a good gym bag refresher kind of thing, this is ideal for it. Out the shower, Davidoff Cool Water, the mild deodorant spray. Moving into Wednesday, though this fragrance is spicy and sweet, it is still very much a crowd pleaser. It's cloning one of the most hyped fragrances in the history of the online fragrance community. It's Fragrance World's version of Spice Bomb Extreme. This one is called Eau de Spice Extreme Makin Victor. I know it's a weird name, weird looking bottle, obviously going for Spice Bomb Extreme here. And it very much smells like Spice Bomb Extreme. And I'm going to get asked this because every time I've shown it for anything, I've gotten asked, this or Cremo Spice and Black Vanilla? This is way more, this is actually a dupe of Spice Bomb Extreme, whereas Cremo Spice and Black Vanilla, they were making kind of their version of it, where it's not exactly the same fragrance. It's still a good option if you're going to go with, that's like the best Cremo fragrance in my opinion, but this very much has that warm spice, dark vanilla, ambery vanilla, slight earthy tobacco nuance to it. Decent performance too. I've seen some people in my posts saying, oh, you know, I get terrible longevity, all the 99.9% of the time, I read that as, hey Ross, I'm going anosmic to my fragrance. That's usually my translation of what you type as a comment of bad longevity or poor performance, because that's usually the case. That is almost always the case, especially when it's something that I actually get pretty good performance. It's been falling in that 6 to 8 hour range in longevity for me, with a solid hour and a half of really good projection here, roughly hour and a half before it calms into an, you know, moderate to mild sillage. I get light whiffs of it, nothing crazy strong, but I have no longevity issues, I got to tell you. So I'm not saying people aren't getting less performance out of it than me. That very much is going to be the case. But as far as like severe, like complaining about it type of stuff, it's really an olfactory fatigue kind of thing, guys. I promise that's what it is. And there's still going to be people going to argue with me in the comments, and to each their own. I'm just trying to tell you, you go nose blind, man. It's a real thing for most people. These aroma chemicals, they wear our noses out pretty quick. It's just what it is. But this one's decent. I gotta say, Fragrance World continues to impress me with their designer clones. I haven't done a full review on this one yet. I am working on one. Another one that impresses me, they do a really good job with their designer clones almost every time. I'm just shocked. During the day, Fragrance World's version of Spice Bomb Extreme called Eau de Spice Extreme Makin Victor. Such a weird name. It really is. But hey, the fragrance is good. That's all that really matters, right? Then I got the shower. Vibrant Vetiver Delight from Paris Corner. Still one of my favorite affordable pickups of the year. One of my favorite Paris Corner fragrances. Just a beautiful lemon lime Sprite type of smell. Even though there's no lime in it, it's bergamot. It smells like lemon lime soda to me. Fresh greens, nice and woodsy. Just very, very fresh woodsy type of vetiver here with loads of citrus. And it's got this effervescence to it. Kind of gives off the feeling of the carbonation in the soda. I smell it floating in the air. This is such a happy time scent for me. This smells so good. It smells like the color of this bottle. Very much a lemon lime soda, Sierra Mist, 7-Up, Sprite, Starry, whatever Sierra Mist is called now, whatever. I haven't drank it since they changed it. Nothing, no reason in particular. I'm a Sprite kind of guy when I want this kind of stuff. But this particular fragrance, I did do a full review on this one if you want to get more information beyond what you're getting right here. But just know, this is a happy scent that everyone can enjoy, in my personal opinion. If you just want a fresh citrus, woody fragrance, it's one of the best ones I've ever smelled. Paris Corner's a Vibrant Vetiver Delight, fresh out the shower. Moving into Thursday, so this was a nice change of pace. Still quite the crowd pleaser. But you gotta like, it smells like pineapple upside down cake. You gotta like vanilla, fruits, woods, spices, things like that. When it comes to Lattafa, Bade'e Oud, Honor and Glory, they did a great job with this fragrance, guys. I am such a fan of this. I really am. I think it's one of their better releases of the year. And Lattafa had a great year when it came to releases. Even in this line, they had 2 great releases with this and Sublime. This is some good stuff, guys. Performance is crazy, too. It's super, super good. Kind of too much in some ways, to each their own. But you don't need a lot of sprays. If you're the heavy spray type, you're going to choke everybody out with this fragrance. Just my take on it. This is one that, doing 5-6 sprays is a lot for me because it's just so potent. It really is. Like, I can get away with 4 around the neck and just have this constant scent bubble that's non-stop for me to smell, let alone a lingering sillage for people. This is some good stuff. Absolutely worth a pickup. If you like, kind of like a combination of Nishane Ani meets Hachivat in some ways without the hefty oak moss tone from Hachivat, kind of the fruitiness. Picture the opening of that with the dry down of Ani. It's kind of how this comes across during the day. Lattafa's Bade'e Oud, Honor and Glory. And then when I got the shower, since I already had it out, I went ahead and rolled with Davidoff Cool Water Mild Deodorant Spray once again. Nothing extra to add that I didn't cover in the previous segment, so we'll move on. Out the shower, Cool Water Mild Deodorant Spray. Moving into Friday was another pineapple dominant fragrance. 2 days in a row of pineapple, but this is way more mass appealing. This is, I'm going to say it, it's Michael Dinsmore's best fragrance. I'm giving it the crown over Fallen Leaf because it's too good. It's too good. It's a hybrid of Dolce & Gabbana pineapple with Aventus Batch 13 ZZ01. This is called Juicy Maximus. Juicy Maximus is phenomenal. It is a blackcurrant pineapple bergamot bomb at the top, and it stays. It lingers. It goes forever. It's syrupy thick. It is so good. You do get a little bit of earthy spiced greens as it dries. Little hint of rose and vanilla. But nothing crazy, because that fruitiness never goes away. I am so impressed by this one. I love, 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 love this fragrance. It's so easy to just keep going back to. It's like a candied fruitiness because it's so syrupy, thick, and sweet. But fruity sweet. Thick pineapple blackcurrant. Apples mixed in there somewhere. I don't distinctively get green apple, but there's apple and bergamot. There is a nice citrus to this one. So good, guys. This is a must-try for Michael Dinsmore. I don't have anything beyond that to say. This, just get your nose on this. Absolute must-tries. Making sense. Juicy Maximus. And then we got the shower. We went from thick, syrupy, sweet fruits to bright citrus with Mercedes-Benz Sign Your Attitude, one of my newest pickups from my recent fragrance buy haul. This is such a vibrant fragrance. Juicy orange bergamot combo that kind of I thought was more like a lemon grapefruit kind of thing at first. But the more I smell it now, the more distinctively it smells like orange, and the more I feel ridiculous that I didn't think it was orange. It's kind of funny. Shit happens. I don't know what to say. But the fragrance is fantastic. It is in the same vein of fragrances like Mercedes-Benz Cologne, Dior Homme Cologne, think Terre d'Hermès Eau Givray, Brioni Eau de Parfum Eclat. Like, it doesn't smell exactly like all of those, but it definitely falls in the same family, the same vibe, the same situations and seasons. That's exactly where this goes. And I had filmed the video this particular night, the unboxing, first impression. So I said, what the hell? Went ahead and wore it out the shower that evening. Some good stuff. Not a must buy for anybody, but I'm happy to have it. Mercedes-Benz, sign your attitude. Finally on Saturday, another crowd pleaser that, most people really, really enjoy this one from Xerjoff. I totally understand why. I'm so glad to have a bottle myself. It is Xerjoff's 40 knots. 40 knots is such a good one. Let me get that to focus a little bit. There we go. So I get this like caramel, thick, sweet meets salty, watery, spicy, woodsy fragrance. Like, there's a lot to read into the different note breakdowns that you'll find on the different perfume websites, your Fragranticas and Parfumos and stuff like that. And I don't believe Xerjoff's site even has a note breakdown, honestly. But the way I interpret it is the way I just mentioned it, which is conflicting with a lot of the note breakdowns, but that's what it smells like to me. It is amazing. It's weird how ozonic and fresh and watery it comes across while being salty, sweet, almost like salted caramel a little bit. Salty and sweet, but still spicy and woodsy. But not warm, but there's a density to it while it's being very airy. Like, this is a very interesting fragrance. When you really look at the way it smells, how it's composed, and how it acts on your skin, and the perception of it when you smell it, the lightness of the aroma while still having some depth. It's pretty deep. It smells of pretty good quality. It doesn't come across as too synthetic, though there does smell like some synthetics going on here. It's an interesting fragrance. It really is, while still being super easy to wear, super easy to like, compliment getter that everybody can really appreciate. And from what I've seen, most people really, really like. It's a lot of people's first Xerjoff fragrance, or second or third when they start diving into the house, because it's just such an easy fragrance. Easy to like, easy to wear, easy, easy, easy. And I haven't worn it in a little while. I had talked about it in a video, and I was like, what the hell? We're spraying this bad boy on. And it made for one hell of a Saturday. Really did. It was a really good day, and it smelled really good. So during the day, Xerjoff, 40 knots. And then when I got the shower, I enjoyed it so much I went for it 2 nights in a row. Mercedes-Benz, sign your attitude. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I really liked it. So I sprayed it again. It's really good for out the shower for what I like. It's not overwhelmingly strong. It's like 4 to 5 hours of longevity so far is what I've clocked it at. We'd call it 4 to 6 hour range. For something this bright and fresh, that's kind of the best you can hope for, I would think. But I'm digging it. Quite the departure from Mercedes-Benz Sign, though. That's much more sweet and spicy, whereas this is fresh, juicy citrus that's very airy and bright. So nothing in common, in my opinion, but still a good fragrance. 2 nights in a row out the shower, Mercedes-Benz, sign your attitude. Well, that's this week's rotation, and until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. What'd you wear this week? Did you happen to wear anything that I wore this particular week? Definitely comment down below. What do you think about some of these? Did you try them? Are you interested in checking them out? I'll try to have some links down below for all of these, so you can go check them out for yourself if they happen to strike you to the point where you're like, I need to get that one. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these and you give them a spray now, there's always that chance you might thank me later. Have a good one, guys.